Hey guys, so today, you know, as we're getting close to Halloween, I had the hankering to play some horror games, as you can imagine. I love horror games, and especially this time of year, when it gets closer to Halloween, I'm all about them, and I always go through them. And this year, I felt like going through the Silent Hill series again. And then, I just thought to myself, how, how would someone have to do this in 2023 who, unlike me, doesn't own copies of the games in these systems? How easy is it for them to play it? And then I thought to myself, not very. So let's quickly go over the first four Silent Hill games anyway, and their availability and what you need to do to go play these games, really, because it's kind of irritating. So let's start off. Silent Hill 1. So you basically only have three real options. So you either have to fork out over 100 quid to buy a PlayStation 1 version. And obviously, that's just the game. You then need a PlayStation 1. And then you need a TV that can connect to it. Preferably, you're going to want a CRT. And those aren't very common. And obviously, then you have a slightly simpler option, which is getting a PS3, if you don't own one already, obviously. And then going onto the PlayStation Store and buying a digital copy of the game. But then, that game isn't available in every region. So you're also going to have to do the work to figure out which regions still have this game available, and then creating an account for that region, and then getting the currency available in that region to be able to buy the game in the first place. Obviously, it's still available in North America, and I believe in PAL, or at least in England. But yeah, there's some places where it's not available, and they're going to have to go through all that nonsense to play it. And then obviously, there's the third option, which is the simplest one, really, which is emulation. But then, obviously, if you're going to want to do that, you're going to need, a PC. You're going to have to, that's powerful enough at least. I mean, it's not too difficult to have something powerful enough to play it, but you're going to have some sort of system which is capable of doing emulation. Obviously, you may want to buy something like PS1 Classic, a RetroPie, maybe your laptop PC, even Android, iPhone, whatever. Not iPhone, obviously, but some sort of Android device. You're going to need to do that, get it hooked up. And then, obviously, you're going to have to get essentially an illegal version of the game to be able to play it, which is kind of annoying as hell, really, isn't it? And this is just Silent Hill 1, by the way. And then, let's talk about 2. So Silent Hill 2, obviously, you're going to need a PlayStation 2, one way to play it at least anyway, or an original Xbox. And then, obviously, you're going to need to get a copy of the game. And the thing is, Silent Hill 2 is kind of getting up there in price now, because, there's a remake around the corner now, and that's meant that the hype for the game is kind of up a little bit, and people want to play it, so it ain't as cheap as it used to be, unfortunately. And then obviously, if you want to save some money and play it, if you have a PS3 and 360, you then have to buy that HD collection, which, as we all know, is an inferior port. And you're going to be giving yourself a lesser experience. So, it's an option. But then obviously, then you got option 3, which is trying to set up the game to work on PC. But the problem is, if you want to have the actual PC version running, it was kind of a subpar port, but then there's loads of loopholes to go around it, because a lot of PCs now don't have optical drives, and it was released on a disc, and then you have to go through loopholes to actually get it to work, because you need keys usually for these older games that obviously aren't available now. So then you're going to have to do mods and all sorts to get it to run in the first place, and it's such a headache. Or obviously, then you're going to have to get PS2 emulation going as another option to play it like that. But then obviously then there's issues like, getting PS2 BIOS and the actual ROM itself, which is not legal to do. So kind of annoying as well. And obviously, again, it was available on the original Xbox as well, so Xbox emulation is another option as well, obviously. At least the original Xbox version is a little cheaper, but unfortunately it's not backwards compatible, which is irritating, even on 360. Which is really annoying, so you have to actually buy the original Xbox. Then you got Silent Hill 3, which again, you have the PS2 version, and obviously for some reason they decided not to release it on the original Xbox. And then obviously you have a PC version that is unavailable to buy anywhere, like Silent Hill 2. You can't buy these things on Steam. So yeah, you're gonna have to buy some sort of a physical copy, which ain't gonna be cheap. Or you're gonna have to obviously do the illegal stuff, like I said before, which is kind of annoying. Or then you have the other option, which is playing again that terrible HD collection, which only included 2 and 3, no 1 and 4, and again is subpar and has terrible voice acting. And again, you are doing yourself a disservice playing these versions of the game. There are versions to play, and I don't fault anyone for playing it that way because it is a lot cheaper. And at least that HD collection is backwards compatible on Xbox at least, so you can play it on an Xbox One or Series system, so it is a lot easier to play. Unfortunately, as annoying as that is, it's still okay, I guess. And then obviously that brings us to Silent Hill 4, which is a little better actually, because there is the original PS2 version and an original Xbox version, which is great. And then there's a PC version on GOG or GOG, which is available, and I recently picked up because it was like a couple of quid on sale, and it's like £7 anyway. Yeah, and obviously DRM free, and has controller support and everything. So yeah, that's at least one good thing. But you know, that's just 1 out of 4 that's available in a good state. Yeah, and it's just really irritating because this is like, it's one of the greatest horror series of all time. One of my personal favorite, and I just feel like people deserve to play these games. They are amazing, and you know, people nowadays who probably only just got into gaming now or something, maybe they've only just heard about this remake of Silent Hill 2 and have got interested, they're gonna have a hard time trying to play all these games and track them down. It's really irritating. I mean, there is somewhat of a glimmer of hope here. Obviously, we have the Metal Gear Solid Legacy Collection Volume 1 coming out, which obviously, you know, does suggest that Konami will probably do the same for Silent Hill. Obviously, the rumors are next year we're going to get the Silent Hill 2 remake, so we could potentially have this HD collection next year, but then the question is it going to be of good quality? Because there are sort of rumblings that the HD collection of Metal Gear isn't that great. It's literally just like, you know, the PS2 version, or it's literally like the PS3 360 versions, 720p, not even upscaled at all. You know, they're not even 1080p or anything. And it's just that, I mean, it's fine. There's still good versions of the game, but still, it's like, I'm not confident if Konami will even do good ports anyway. So, you know, but still, it's not all doom and gloom, obviously. So let's hope they do that, because, you know, I really want people to be able to play these games because they're amazing. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say over that, but you know, if you guys are fans of horror games, I do suggest, as annoying as it is, you know, it's still worth going through all those loopholes to play these games because they are amazing. Especially, you know, 2 and 3 in particular are 2 of the greatest horror games ever made. 1 and 4 still great, don't get me wrong. You know, 1 a little rough around the edges because it was the first game. 2 improves basically everything, and is an absolute masterpiece. I love 3, is my personal favorite, and 4 is just really cool. And yeah, you get to experience some cool first person and third person gameplay in that one. But yeah, anyway, let's just hope I can do another video talking about how they actually are releasing these collections now. And yeah, hope you have a great rest of the day, and catch you in the next one.